Hello, everyone. Welcome to our program today. I'm Uncle Dan.
And I'm Aunt Carol. You know, Uncle Dan, I have a story all ready for today, one that I think you and our listening audience will really enjoy.
Oh, I have no doubt about that, Aunt Carol. I enjoy all your stories. Tell me, what's this one about?
Well, it's a historical story. In fact, it starts back in the late 1600s.
Oh, so you're going way, way back in time.
Yes. Our story begins in England with a young milkmaid by the name of Molly Walsh.
Molly Walsh. I don't think I've ever heard of her.
Well, perhaps not. But you see, her grandson...
Go on, Aunt Carol. What were you saying?
Well, tell you what, Uncle Dan, I'm just going to jump right into it and get started.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
I call my story The Milkmaid's Grandson. Travel back in time with me to an estate in Old England where many maids and cooks and servants tended to all the needs of the manor. Large landowners and farmers, the wealthy and educated gentry, wielded much power, and they employed the less fortunate everyday folks. It was in such a setting, in the year 1683, that we find 17-year-old Molly Walsh, a faithful and bright, but poor dairymaid, whose duty it was to rise very early every morning to milk the cows. Early one day, just as she was about to finish milking the last cow for the morning...
Now, you just settle down. I'm almost done. Oh, come on now, don't be so jittery. Just a bit more. You should complain. I'm the one coming down with a cold. It's warmer here in the barn than in my own room. Oh no, the milk. It's all spilled. Gone. Oh no.
Spilled, you say?
Yes, cook. The cow caught the bucket with her back leg and over it went. I'm so sorry.
Yes, well, the lord of the manor will be told. But you know that this will not be viewed as a mere trifle. It will be viewed as a theft.
A theft? But
Yes, a theft. Any loss to the lord is counted as a theft. Otherwise, servants would steal a lord to ruin. Anyway, you know what happens to thieves. They hang.
But you can't. He can't. I didn't. I did not steal the milk. The cow, she...
Save it for the judge, Miss Molly Walsh. I'm sure you'll be seeing him very soon.
Molly Walsh, you have been found guilty of thievery, punishable by hanging. Bailiff, supply the prisoner with the court's Bible.
Yes, Your Honor.
By law, Miss Walsh, if you can read, you will be spared death on the gallows. A mere formality, of course, since you are but a milkmaid, and the likelihood of a servant being able to read is... well, never mind. There it is. Open it up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now read something, if you can.
And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which...
You can read?
As you see, sir.
Well, It seems the Bible and whoever taught you to read it have saved you from the gallows, Miss Walsh. You are hereby ordered, as the law provides, to be instead shipped to the colonies as an indentured servant, where you will work in bondage for 7 years before you are granted freedom. Godspeed to you. Next!
Once Molly arrived in what would one day become the United States, she worked as a servant to a tobacco farmer, plowing, planting, harvesting, and learning much. After her 7 years were up, as the law required, the farmer supplied her with a few necessities for survival and sent her on her way. Soon Molly staked a claim to her own land and began doing what she knew best, farming. It was a difficult first year.
Phew! Finally, the tobacco is in the warehouse, sold, and I have signed notes in my pocket. I made it through my first crop, but I'm definitely going to need some help next year.
And so it was off to the docks, where a slave ship was just being unloaded. With the money she had earned, Molly purchased 2 slaves. Having been a servant herself, she treated the slaves with kindness, and before long gave them both their freedom. Not only that, she and one of the slaves, a noble man named Banneker, who had been an African prince before his capture, fell in love, and, against colonial law, were married. It was an unusual arrangement, perhaps, but the hard-working couple won the respect of their neighbors, especially when Banneker shared his knowledge of irrigation adapted from his homeland.
So, my friends, as you see, by digging this channel, just so. There. Done. The water will flow here, between the rows, to water your crops. As long as there is a river or stream nearby, you will not have to depend on the rain.
Over time, Molly and Banneker had 4 daughters. And then, sadly, Banneker died. Molly bravely carried on at the farm with just her daughters to help. Eventually, Mary, the oldest girl, married a man named Robert, who had been a slave as well. Since Robert had no last name, he adopted Molly and Mary's last name, although over time it changed to Banneker. The couple settled down right next to Molly's farm, and soon their oldest child, Benjamin, was born in 1731. By this time, Molly was more than 60 years of age.
Look at those dark eyes. Just like your grandpa's, I'd say. Yes, my dear little grandson, you are going to be a smart one, all right.
And smart he was. Molly began teaching him from the time he was very young, and oh, how he loved to learn. She taught him to read from the only book she owned, a Bible, and taught him how to write as well. But Benjamin's favorite subject was math, especially counting. In fact, he counted everything in sight.
Grandma Molly,
Yes, Benji?
guess what I counted today?
Let me see. Yesterday, it was how many caterpillars you pulled off the tobacco plants. And the day before that, it was...
Logs. How many logs in our cabin?
Oh, yes. And now what are you going to count?
Tonight I'm going to count the stars.
That might take you a while. Are you sure?
Well, maybe I'll just count the bright ones. Grandma Molly, how come some stars are brighter than the others? How come they don't stay in the same place? And
Whoa there, young man. One thing at a time. And right now, I have something else for you to count.
really?
Yes, I want you to see how many green beans are ready in the garden.
Can I pick them?
Oh, yes. And then let's see how many the 2 of us, your sisters, and your mother and father can all eat for supper.
Grandmother Molly loved teaching Benjamin everything she knew. And by the time he was 12, she knew it was time for him to go to school.
Benjamin, my boy, we're in luck. A man by the name of Peter Heinrich has moved into our valley and opened a school.
Really?
Yes, and since he's a Quaker, his school is open to all boys, both black and white. I'll make arrangements for you to attend immediately.
And so Benjamin found himself a pupil in a one-room school where the schoolmaster seemed to understand his thirst for knowledge.
I see, Benjamin, that all thy lessons are complete, and so I have a treat for thee.
A treat, sir?
Yes, thee may select any book from the shelves that thee wishes, and while the other students are finishing their lessons, thee may read quietly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I've made it a special project of mine to collect as many books as possible, so I'm sure thee will find something of interest. And Benjamin,
Yes, sir?
I know I can trust thee. So, if thee would like to take a book home to read...
Oh, sir, that would be wonderful. First I'll have to do my chores, but then I can read until bedtime.
I thought that might be exactly thy plan. And when thee is done, return the book, and select another, if thee wishes.
Benjamin read every book he could in every spare moment possible, gaining much knowledge from the written word. Then, by the time he was 16, he had learned everything the schoolmaster could teach him. So for the next few years, he busied himself with farming and with making up complicated mathematical puzzles just for fun. Since Benjamin's family was different than other families in the area, having a mixture of both black and white, they stayed somewhat socially separated. But Benjamin liked to meet with other farmers on occasion and often helped them with their business dealings.
So you see, by listing all your costs for seed and equipment in this column, and by subtracting that from what you received from your crop, 5 from 9 is 4, 2 from 8, 7 from 10. There now. This is your profit.
I'm much obliged to you, Benjamin. Much obliged. Well, I best see to the time. I'll just check my pocket watch. 6 o'clock already. I best be heading home.
That's a handsome watch you have there. Most folks just have to guess at the time by looking at the sun. When it's shining, that is.
Well, a watch or a clock is a rare thing among us farmers, but it's very handy, I can tell you.
Would it be all right if I...
What is it, my friend?
Well, I would consider it a great favor if I could borrow your watch, just for a few days. I like to open it up, carefully of course, to see how it works.
Well, sure, I guess so. Here, just don't forget now how to put it back together.
I'll just take the back off. There. Look at the little gears and wheels and springs. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
And so, at the age of 20, Benjamin explored the wonders of the pocket watch. And as he disassembled it, he carefully made drawings of each gear and wheel. Then, using his mathematical skills, he made more drawings as he enlarged each part.
The circumference is equal to pi. That's 3.14 times the diameter, like so.
After making his computations, Benjamin carefully put the watch back together to return it. He then selected pieces of wood and began carving each new enlarged part according to his drawings to make a clock of his own.
There now. The last gear, carved I hope to perfection. With just a few brass parts added in, I should be able to assemble a working clock.
I can't believe it. You really made this clock just by looking at my pocket watch?
Well, yes. Plus doing some math and a lot of carving.
Yes. A wooden clock. You're practically famous, you know.
Oh?
I've been hearing about your clock from all the neighbors, and they tell me folks are coming from all around to see it. So, naturally, I had to come see for myself. Oh, now that's something my pocket watch doesn't do.
I thought it would be a nice addition.
A bell to mark off the passing of each hour? Brilliant! Just brilliant!
6 years after building his amazing wooden clock, Benjamin's father died, and sadly, his beloved grandmother Molly passed away as well. Benjamin's sisters had now married and moved away, which left just Benjamin and his mother Mary to tend the farm together. Years passed, lonely years since their farm was remote from neighbors. Benjamin filled the evening hours by studying and playing his violin or flute. Then, when Benjamin was 32 years old, he made a very important purchase.
It may be secondhand, but this is the first book I've ever truly owned. A Bible. Right here, inside the cover, I'm going to write my name. Benjamin Banneker. And my date of birth. There. Ah, yes. Reading the Bible saved Grandmother Molly's life. and she taught me to read from its pages. It's the best book I could ever own.
The days and years passed without much change, and then, when Benjamin was nearly 40, the Ellicott family settled less than a mile away on the bank of the Patapsco River, where they proceeded to build several grist mills, along with several homes and a boarding house for their workmen. Thus, the new village of Ellicott's Lower Mills was born. Benjamin was not only fascinated by the mills, but became good friends with the family.
Watching your mill in operation out there, Joseph, is fascinating. It's perfect automation. Everything humming just like clockwork.
Well, I guess you'd know about clockwork, Benjamin. In fact, the last time I was in England, I visited my cousin John, a famous clockmaker in his own right.
Really?
Yes, and I brought back what I guess you might call a clock kit. Oh, there it is now. Come and take a look. It's just in the other room.
You must have put your kit together.
Oh, yes. 8 feet tall, and as you see, 4 faces, one on each side, and each one different. But I still regard your clock as a work of genius, my friend, made by your own hands and your own ingenuity. Speaking of ingenuity...
Yes?
You've heard of Ben Franklin?
Oh, yes. Quite the statesman and the inventor.
Indeed. And we're going to make good use of one of his inventions.
How so, Joseph?
Well, we're laying plans to build a general store with all the trimmings. Barrels, lanterns, baskets, tea, bolts of fabric, you name it, we're going to stock it. And we'll all be kept warm in the winter by Franklin's new wood-burning stove. I've no doubt that our store will become the hub of activity here in town.
Benjamin often visited the Ellicott store and there exchanged ideas and news with friends that were especially important to him after his mother died, leaving him alone on the farm. He became particular friends with George Ellicott, Joseph Ellicott's nephew, who, although he was less than half Benjamin's age, was an accomplished mathematician and astronomer.
Look what I have for you, my friend.
What is it, George?
Let me just unwrap it. Look!
A telescope.
Yes. Only on loan, of course, but I thought you'd be interested.
Very interested. I've always been fascinated by the night sky.
And look what else I brought. Drafting instruments and textbooks, 4 of them.
An easy introduction to astronomy.
And this one, Astronomy Explained upon Sir Isaac Newton's Principles.
George, these are perfect.
Well, this one, Mayer's Tables, is written in Latin with a little English thrown in, so...
So then I'll just have to teach myself some Latin. And how to figure logarithms as well, no doubt.
Anyway, with this equipment and these texts,
I should be able to do the math to predict phases of the moon, eclipses, well, everything astronomical.
Benjamin studied the books and learned the complicated mathematics involved. He spent every night gazing through the telescope and working out a series of ephemerides, tables that predicted the positions of the stars and planets on certain dates throughout a given year. He knew of Benjamin Franklin's popular almanac, which included tables such as these, along with amusing stories, advice, and tips for farmers. During this era in history, almanacs were enormously popular, and Benjamin decided to write an almanac of his own for the upcoming year, 1791. When it was completed, he sent it off to several publishers, only to receive bad news.
Oh no, not another rejection notice. And now it's too late in the year to send my almanac off to any other publishers. And that means, I'm going to have to do my calculations all over again to write the ephemerides for the next year.
Discouraging though it was, Benjamin set about his recalculations, and when his second attempt was complete, another of the Ellicott family came to his aid, George's cousin, Andrew Ellicott IV.
I'm glad Benjamin asked me to review his almanac. His work is excellent, really excellent. I think I'll send it to the president of the Pennsylvania Society for the Abolition of Slavery. The society might like to publish it as evidence that a black man's mind can be just as brilliant as that of any white man.
While Benjamin waited to hear the fate of his almanac, he continued to spend many nights studying astronomy and observing the stars. George Ellicott then presented Benjamin with another project.
Benjamin, I've just heard from Cousin Andrew.
Judging from the look on your face, it must be good news.
I think so. I recently learned that he has been commissioned by George Washington himself to survey the land donated by Maryland and Virginia for our country's new capital city.
What an honor.
Yes, and he's asked me to join the survey team. I'm very pleased, of course, but...
But what?
Well, unfortunately, I'm much too involved with other business at the moment, so I suggested that you could go in my place.
Me?
Yes, and he readily agreed. What do you think? Will you go?
Well,
I know that you've never been more than a few miles from your farm here, so this would certainly be an adventure. But I have every confidence that you can do this. You know astronomy, you know surveying, you're an accomplished mathematician.
Well then, yes, I'll go.
Benjamin traveled to Alexandria, Virginia, where he and Andrew Ellicott set up camp and erected the observation tent.
This spot seems best, Andrew. It's the highest point in the area.
I agree. By cutting a hole in the top of the tent for your telescope, you can observe the placement of the stars at night from inside the tent. At least you'll have a little protection from the cold.
Yes, and from my observations, I can begin calculating the exact placement for the city's four corners.
After 3 months of continuous labor, Benjamin, who was now 60 years old, found that exposure to the elements, protected only by the tent, was hard on his health. And he was also concerned that as spring planting time approached, he would need to get back home. So having accomplished much towards the layout of what would become Washington, D.C., Benjamin traveled back home where he made a happy discovery.
Why, this is wonderful news. The society says they are going to publish my almanac.
Once the almanac was published, Benjamin sent a copy of his eclipse tables, along with a letter, to Thomas Jefferson, who at that time was Secretary of State under George Washington. In the letter, Benjamin voiced his objection to slavery. Jefferson immediately wrote a congratulatory letter back to Benjamin.
Nobody wishes more than I do to see such proofs as you exhibit, that nature has given to our black brethren talents equal to that of other colors of men.
Benjamin included Jefferson's reply in the almanac he was preparing for the following year. In fact, he was enjoying his calculations and writing so much, and finding less and less time to devote to farming, that he made a very difficult decision.
George, I've decided to sell my farm, and I was wondering if your family, the Ellicotts, would be interested in buying my land.
Very interested, I'm sure. Tell you what, let's come to some agreement, price and the like. You could stay in your cabin for as long as you like with a bit of land for a garden and a lot more time to devote to what you love best.
Benjamin's almanacs became well known, and Benjamin himself became a bit of a celebrity as the first black man to produce such a work. He continued to write one per year, 6 in all, and with the money from the sale of the almanacs and the money from the sale of his farm, he was able to enjoy more of the things that interested him most. He continued his pursuit of astronomy, mathematics, and all things scientific. He also enjoyed visiting Ellicott's store and chatting with his friends. But then, on his morning walk one October morning in 1806, Benjamin felt ill. Sadly, he died that very afternoon. The wooden clock he had made so long ago still ticked the time away on the shelf in his cabin, but on the day he was buried, the cabin mysteriously caught fire and burned to the ground. The clock, the letter from Jefferson, copies of his almanacs, everything but his Bible were lost. But the honor of the man who became known as the first black American man of science lives on to this very day.
My word, Aunt Carol, what a story! One that began with a young girl who escaped death because she could read, and of her grandson who became a brilliant scientist.
I know, and it all goes to show that sometimes young people, even those who come from very difficult circumstances, might have a bright future and play a key role in the years to come.
A very good thing to remember. And now...
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yes, we're out of time for now, but we hope you'll select another story in this album and enjoy it as well.